Okay then, so I've got a bit of a apology to make. I completely forgot about yesterday's stream. Completely forgot, so I'm doing it today. Whether or not we'll get the SOMA finished, I'm not entirely sure. Whilst the game's loading, I might as well say that for all you frictional game fans, the latest Amnesia games come out, Amnesia Rebirth, which is a direct sequel to Dark Descent. That's available for Steam, PS4 and Xbox One. Whether it's available for other systems, I'm not entirely sure. I don't believe it's available for Switch. And I don't know why you would bother with stages, to be honest, because it doesn't really sound that good. I guess it's supposed to be more easy accessible for people who can't afford some of the higher end consoles, but it feels like you're better off just waiting for like a PS4 or something, especially because now the PS5s and Xbox One Series X is coming out. Those other consoles, I imagine the price will eventually start to eat off a bit more. Oh, texts haven't loaded in. Oh, there we go. So where we left off was we'd completed the suit. It's ready to use. We just need to put our brain in there. Well, our subconscious, that is.
We need to loop back the activity manifested by your current Cortex chip, run it through the amplifier, feed it into the new chip, and then make sure it's synced.
You lost me halfway there.
You don't really need to understand it, just make them line up.
There we go.
That's everything. You can climb into the pilot seat now.
Already?
I have everything under control, so please, have a seat. Sorry about any discomfort. This should be over soon.
It's like having your picture taken.
But with the most expensive camera in the world.
You know, Indians thought photos would steal their souls.
In this case, they'd be right.
There must be something wrong. Can't you run a diagnosis or something?
What was that?
No, it's just...
Why was it still talking?
It's the same like before.
Catherine, why was he still talking?
That's how it works, you know that.
What do you mean?
You know it's not magic. You were copied. The sleeping Simon in the seat was copied, and now you are here, just like Simon lived on in Toronto.
God damn you, Kath. 2 Simons? There can't be 2 Simons.
What did you think would happen?
That you were gonna take my mind and put it into another body, like a brain transplant.
I'm sorry, it wouldn't work that way.
You realize how messed up this is?
Please, I didn't mean to upset you.
How did you expect me to react to this shit?
Please stop.
You're fucking disgusting. What's gonna happen to him?
He'll sleep for a while, a few days.
And then what? Wake up in this fucking nightmare again? All alone? So cruel.
Well, what do you want me to do with him? Make friends? Let him know that we have to leave him behind when we go into the abyss?
What if he didn't need to wake up?
You do that?
I don't know. Maybe.
There. I set it up for you. Hit the switch if you want to drain his battery. He'll die within a minute. I'd rather not stay plugged in any longer.
First time I played this, I decided to leave him alive, but Because because just looking at the situation, if we leave Simon alive, he won't have the Omni Shield because we'll be taking it. So he's probably going to be locked in this room. Oh, there's this Omni Shield here, but it's broken. I don't think this Simon knows how to fix it. And even if he does get out, there's the crazy robot girl out there. And he won't know what's going to happen. He won't know we've gone into the abyss. Well, I imagine he'd figure it out. But he'll never know if the Ark is launched or not. I think just because I want to try and do some of the alternate paths in this, and because I left him alive in the first time I played through the game, probably the only time I'm going to do it though, because I remember what happened when we killed Robin, and that was horrible. Sorry, Simon. Let's go. Just playing this reminds me that I watched a film recently called Underwater. It's it's a pretty sick title, but the idea is it's kind of similar to SOMA in a way, because you have this massive underwater installation. The only way you can actually walk outside of the base is with these massive power suits, kind of like what Simon's wearing. And at first it's like maybe it'd be passable, the editing's a bit too fast. The main problem is when the film actually gets to the actual plot, it's just shit, unfortunately. And it's even worse when you realise the actual monster in the underwater is Cthulhu. It's like, but it has nothing to do with Cthulhu. Like, the whole cosmic horror part is gone. It's like, sure, it looks kinda like Cthulhu, but that's it. So what do we do? Just right now, we have to put it in.
Are we done here?
Yeah,
Activate the climber, please.
sure thing.
Take a seat and we'll be off.
Have we figured out what happens when we die yet? Is that even possible? If there's some kind of afterlife, do you think my place is taken? The real me died like 100 years ago. Is there still room for me? What about the Simon I killed at Omicron? What do you think, Catherine? Is there a heaven full of redundant copies of the same people? Is there someone up there who called me an imposter? It's dumb luck, right? woke up in the right body. I basically flipped a coin, and if I had called the wrong side, I'd be rotting away at Omicron. I mean, there's nowhere to know, right? You didn't hit the make sure Simon wakes up in the right body switch, did you? Not that you would know. I mean, he would still claim to be the right Simon. Christ. This is awful. We did an awful fucking thing. And you wouldn't mind? Why would you? How could you know that it's not me, the me that I am, the same that I've always been? Please say something. I don't want to think. Please.
I don't know what to say. I don't want to upset you.
Say anything.
When I was little, I used to climb the stairs all the way to the top of the building. And I could still feel how I had to, tuck my arm so I could push the heavy steel door open. Well, the first time that I dared go up there, I stepped out onto the roof and watched the smog rise and fall over Taipei. I got all the way up to the corner ledge and, I felt the warm wind in my hair and the sun was setting and the streets below were shadowed by the tall buildings. The people pushing through the crowd flowed like paint from an artist's brush. Street food vendors filled the air with aromas of all my favorite foods. For a brief moment, I felt connected to the world in a way that I never had before. It was the most profound feeling of comfort and sense of belonging I could ever hope for. I really never felt the same way again, but I went up to the roof many times after. I'm not religious, but I can see why people would be. The privilege of being makes a strong case, at least every once in a while.
Do you still feel that sense of awe? Even like this?
Things are different, but we're still here.
What's the point of going on? Everyone's gone. All the people still left are digital copies trapped in computers at the bottom of the sea. We'll never be able to rebuild or reclaim what we were.
Are you really so unhappy being what you are, or is this about the man who went for a scan 100 years ago?
Both, I guess. When I was back in Toronto, even the worst case, the darkest futures I could predict, they at least included my previous life somehow. I feel so uprooted. There's nothing here that I recognize, nothing that makes me feel like I belong. Even if we make it to the Ark, would it be any different? I'd still be alone. No friends. No family.
You could make new friends. I'm sure everyone would like to know the time traveler. If not, you still have...
Kath? Hello, Catherine. What happened?
I think Cthulhu's coming for us. I think one of those animals that was on the probe concepts, I think it was a beluga whale infected by the wow. It seemed to have tusks on it. And all the deep sea fish. Kind of reminds me a bit of Subnautica with all the glowing.
Hey, I know it's not much, but why have we stopped moving?
The power blacked out for a moment. Think it could be the atmospheric pressure. It's pushing pretty hard, really testing the limits of my suit.
Don't worry, it should hold.
Comforting.
It will hold.
Does time freeze when you're not powered?
Time feels omitted more than needed.
What's the difference?
I don't feel like I'm being held back or hindered. And I don't have the opportunity to reflect on the time I'm missing. It's simply missing.
Sounds like sleeping without the dreaming.
Yes, but generally you anticipate when you're about to sleep, and there's a natural continuation since we tend to wake up where we went to sleep. My experience is more like an ever-changing moment that never really seems to find closure.
Sounds kind of like a movie being edited live.
I suppose so, I guess it sounds exciting, but it really keeps me activated to the point of exhaustion.
It's rough.
Could be worse. Could be a time traveler stuck in a body made from black goo.
That'd be the worst.
Good, you're back.
What happened?
Something dropped onto the cage. Knocks you right out.
It spoke to me.
Looked like a man, one of WoW's creatures. It just stared at you for a moment, then threw itself down the abyss.
It said it would make preparations. I don't like the sound of that.
It was very strange. I thought it was going to kill you for sure. I'm glad it didn't.
Yeah, me too.
Without a doubt, one of my favourite creature designs, that one though.
Looks like we're closing in on the ocean floor.
Good. Not sure the climber can take it much longer. Okay, so this is the Omega Sector. It's about an acre of the abyssal plan used by Pathos 2. I expect we'll have to do some walking before we reach town.
You haven't been here before?
Not in a way that'll help us.
Right, the other you has been here. We're following your old footsteps, Kat.
When I had footsteps.
You could still be down here somewhere, technically.
Don't remind me, freaks me out. Alright, let's head for town and find that ark.
Yeah, because the abyss is also where the WoW is as well. We just come from the climber platform, so operating cabin is right next to us, then there's storage, service station and power relay. I assume we're going to find the light switch in here. Nope, just a log. Sample collection, physical checkups. Check. Tower evacuation. Failed. Bring the Ark to Phi. Signed Alan Waldeck remote. Let's listen to this then.
Tao? Come in, Tao. Please answer, Tao. Nothing. It's dead.
Let's move out. We'll try the next one.
I don't know if there's anything we can find around here. warning. Fault line activity, strong torrents expected. So we're at the climber station still, so we've got a fairly long walk to town. Oh.
Jesus, did you see that?
Stick to the lamplights, they won't go near them.
I can't, Valglasser. It's important I reach Omicron. Our future depends on it.
Calm down. Let's just follow the path.
If I die, I need you to tell Julia Dahl that the WoW is out of control. She needs to get to Sarang. He'll know what to do.
Raj, you can tell him yourself. We just need to pick up the pace, okay?
Glass! We lost the path! We need to go back!
I know where to go. Come on.
It's over there! The light is over there!
Final push, Raj. Almost there. We just need...
Did it end well for him then? Oh, I hate the dark and in the water, where you can't see what's around you. Blue leads the tail, red leads for the climber. I assume when you turn around it's red. Yeah. There's the Leviathan. I believe he only attacks though if we go out of bounds. Can we close this just briefly? Let's just set that for the moment. Oh. So a squid infected by the WoW. Can't actually remember what this thing's called. I think it's a type of shark. Might be wrong, I can't remember. The WoW is in here as well. Inventory. Dried squid. Frilled shark, that's it. Description: rare shark approach the luminous lure, circled around to eat the dried squid, unlike genetic frequents its depth, an anomaly. Target: giant squid, mantle the size of a man, 170 to 200 centimeters, estimated length for the whole thing 10 to 20 to 12 meters. Frantic attack tore the mile apart. As soon as we turned on the lights, it quickly fled the area. Clearly another specimen affected by the leaking structure gel. Partially covered in scales and newly formed bone structure protruding through the mantle. So that, I think the squid becomes the Leviathan. The anglerfish. The creatures disfigured by the gel are manic and will attack anything. It's still hard to determine how WoW has affected their behaviour beyond their apparent aggression and affinity with light. These creatures seem to hunt something particular, something not present in this ecosystem. Humpback whale, squid, population size, anglerfish are able to load data. I'm not sure what the colours are supposed to represent, but I assume it means their populations have gone up. I guess because they're not being hunted by humans anymore, so... Yeah, the anglerfish doesn't tell us anything. I think in order to continue we have to go through here. Stick to the lights and we'll be fine. Oh. I think we found what killed that other guy. Get to the light. Hear him, but I can't see him. Nearer behind us. I think. I don't know where they've gone. Well, wherever the fist went, I can hear him vaguely. I just don't see him. Maybe they've got stuck. I'm not sure. No, there they are. Okay, swam away. Yeah, I can still hear him, but I just can't see him. Well, I think it's the fish which I'm hearing. Must be.
Can you hear this? Anyone there?
This is Tau. Who is this?
This is Ian Peterson of Theta calling. I got a team with me, and we're about half a kilometer from Tau.
What? How did... You came in the climber?
Listen, we're having a really hard time with this sector. Heavy turbulence is making it difficult to move forward, and the wildlife you got is absolutely rabid.
The storm comes and goes. Instruments show the weather is relatively fair right now. You should move out as soon as possible. Stick to the lights. The critters should leave you alone.
All right, you heard the man. We're moving out, people. Tau, keep the doors unlocked. We're coming in.
I have a feeling that's the team which took the Ark to find. Yeah, the geothermal energy plants. This is where Upsilon was getting its power from, I'm pretty sure. Is there anything else in here? There's that terminal, but it's not working. No, that's nothing. It's time to go. Still heard those fists, they're around somewhere. Can't remember how to get you moving though. What have I missed? Here we go. So we can go back the way we've came. I think we've come from the observatory. I don't know if we could go inside though. I don't know if we actually went in it though. Might be in that locked room. Yeah. Because there's the locked door where we found the first body. I think that's what the observatory was. I don't think we can actually go in there. Come on, stay close to the robot. I thought that was a person then. Was it? No. Oh! Ross, there you are. Oh! Damn you, Leviathan, you ate the robot friend. Go. Oh. This is giving me some reminders of the game Narcosis with all the giant spider crabs. Just what happens if we go down here? Just sort of loops on it, in on itself. I don't think I really want to go the other path, just because I don't want to find out what's hiding in there. These things are bad enough. Just, ugh. I hate spiders, or anything that looks like spiders. That's obviously not right. Hello Anglerfish, don't mind me. I think you can hear those fish again, but I don't see them, I don't really want to look. Let's risk it. I don't know if they're here. I think I can hear them though. Hello Ross, you back again? Yeah, it reminds me of the film Underwater again, because you can't see shit. It's alright for the first few minutes where you're trying to build up suspense, but when you've seen what the monster looks like, and if the film's trying to say something specific, when you can't see anything, it becomes a bit of a problem, and that was pretty much the entirety of the film. You can't see what you're supposed to be looking at. There's not really any kind of setup either. You're just sort of like, well, what's this here for and stuff. there's not really much explanation for things. And here's town, finally. Big airlock. Got the whole corridor out there. And this inner chamber. I do like these doors though, the way they open, like the animations. It looks quite nice.
Never been happier to be inside. Let's
Big
find
old
the
door.
Ark.
Big old door as well. More parachute bays.
Welcome to town. What's left of it.
You guys alright? What happened here?
We ran out of real food long ago. People have been getting sick. Haven't heard from anyone in months.
No shit, they all think you're dead down here. Some failed evac story circulating at Omicron.
Oh, God.
Listen, son. We're on an important mission, and we need your help to operate the Omega space gun. When it's done, we can all head back up the plateau. But now we need to get moving.
Of course. Head on through to the habitat. We shut off the front section to preserve power.
All right. See you soon.
Yeah, because all the Lumar relays seem to have been knocked out of place. No more parachutes. Active Chow. Tracking. I assume this is tracking the parachutes, so it's saying there's one. Because it's saying there's the climber station. Oh, I get it now. There's the body near the climber station. Then we're at Tau, as well as the other parachute, but I don't know why there's one at Omicron. That's interesting. But I think this was a really good way of sort of setting the scene for Tau, where all of them are active except for one in here. I think it sets the scene quite well. The fact that there's still one here, because the way the rest of the game's going, you know it's going to come after you. Looks like Ross is coming in after us. I wonder if we can see the door open. Or is it the other one? No, it must be that one, because the door's shut. Let's wait and see. Is it gonna open? No, I don't think it is. I also love the way. I also love the way Tau looks as well, where kind of reminds me of Hadley's Hope from Aliens, where it doesn't really look like somewhere you want to live, but it kind of looks like it suits the purpose it has. we're there. Some doors which are broken, it seems. Then there's some people in the habitat area. And another broken little. Pilot seat. Ah, this is creepy. But it's annoying because there's a terminal there, but we can't read it because he's coming. This log. Output, local map. Okay, I think we've lost him for the moment. So can we do any of this?
Anyone there?
Not in the mood to talk to robots. No offense.
Hey, Jin. Imagine that door's open by now. The way he works, if you look at him for a brief period of time, he'll stop moving, but then he'll start again. Come on, this way. Need him to come further back. He's pretty easy to get past. Just you have to make sure he doesn't get... I think that was the Leviathan. You just gotta make sure he doesn't catch up to you. You'll be fine. Yeah, because he can't climb up this ladder, thankfully. Living quarters. Johan Ross. Oh, a bit of a lag spike. Anything we can find in here? No, I don't think there is.
We have to stop it.
Oh. I guess it's what the WoW did to the people who live in Omicron.
Can't we do anything for him?
No, we're out of sedatives. If we had a gun, this would be the time to pull it out.
Did not expect it to end like this. Should have jumped the climber back to Omicron.
Without the Ark?
Forget about the Ark.
No, you don't get to say that. It's the only thing left of value, you know that.
Yeah.
Promise you won't leave it behind.
We'll all be dead one day. Then what?
We'll better keep it safe until then. Don't want the WoW to take it, swallow it whole.
I'm sorry, Catherine.
It's okay, Ian. Just let it out. Let it all out.
I think that's Strohmeyer talking to Catherine. By the looks of it, he was actually back in... I think it was Theta. He was one of the people stuck into what I think is the WoW's version of the Ark. There's Catherine.
What the fuck did we do?
Hey, try not to think about it.
My whole life, I've been a good man. We messed up, Sarah.
There.
Should have launched. Taken the chance.
There's time. If Ashkin says we could try again, when things calm down.
You gotta do it, you know. You got to.
Yeah, Pacific went wrong when they were going to launch. Everything went well, all the crew scanned and banked in the Ark, loading us as Omicron, leaving as soon as possible. That's from Theta. Omicron, beams on her crew welcomed us with open arms, scans went well, so that most of them. Tau, we found 5 surviving members at Tau. They have been stranded here for months without radio contact or proper food. We managed to scan them all, though I suspect their arrival will cause some trouble inside the Ark as they feel abandoned by Omicron. I just hope everyone will be able to forgive each other. Fine. Sit went down, we couldn't launch, going back to Tau to figure it out. Guys, you can see... Still got their face as well. R3. Is there a mirror in here? No. I hope they bite me a mirror so we can see what Simon looks like in his power suit. Dispatch. Dive room. Just hang on, Ross. Okay, we can't go there just yet. We'll make a space gun. Launch site access. Get out of the way, chair. Post-impact notes: minor structural damage, radio knocked out, communications recovered, Omicron and the rest of papers 2 are alright. Cross-site radio failing, Lumar probes keep losing their link. Urgent fix needed, Tal can't retrieve the climber until the link is working. Visited by SSE Walsek, Darla and Holland. System of bi-weekly visits established via communications, Lumar back at 100%. Vacuos and Tal warded, we're all leaving for Omicron. Swarmed by monsters under radio, we're fucked. Do you reckon if we left Simon alive we could have contacted him at Omicron? I don't know if that's something you can actually do. It would be interesting. Com logs, Omicron Herber. So Herber was talking to someone at 5. Oh, there's Jin. See, wait, that was Jin's room? Jin was the one who was chasing us around. Yeah, I think this was his room here. Yeah, so we'll lock that. Here we go. Anything else we could do on this computer? Fire status, unstable, tunnel, fire proper, everything's in order. Omega space gun, seems to be in order. I'm not sure what it says, but it's definitely about the WoW because it has its symbol on it. There's a statue. Is it a Buddha statue? Not sure. He's got a bunch of books. And a set of cards. Then this is obviously drawings of the WoW. So this is the infection, and here's the WoW itself. Some scribbles we can't read. So this is when the WoW started to take a physical form, pretty much. WoW Core, Alpha, Just a shame you can't read most of what the actual text says. Anything else? Oh, what's this? This gibberish. The evil genius. Move the chair out of the way so you can see what we're doing. Oh, is that Sarang? No, I thought that was a book by Sarang. So, journal. I was hoping to see Omicron today. The evacuation ordered by the people at Theta was a gift, an excuse to leave Alpha and abandon the WoW. As the storm cleared, we were swarmed by monsters that the WoW had facilitated. We were ambushed and forced back towards Tau. Glasser, Kovsky, Cotes, and I survived. Alucard is in the infirmary, but it doesn't look good. Cotes made a run for it to check observation for anything resembling food. Going outside is beyond dangerous. It's like going to buy cigarettes in a hurricane. So he came back and she found crumbs with her. We all knew it was empty. I think she just wanted a chance to die without carrying the responsibility of taking it herself. I was about to say maybe they were the person who we found the corpse by the closed door, but I think that was someone else. People from the plateau showed up. It was a group of engineers from Theta telling us they wanted to use the Omega space gun to launch something called the Ark. It's an artificial world that carries brain scans made from people working at Papers 2. The idea is silly, but endearing. We all agreed to do the scan so we could take part in this afterlife. Hang on a sec, I don't know if I'm still streaming at the moment. I just had a message saying that the internet connection had gone. Looks like the stream's still up. Yeah, the stream's still going, so I don't know why the message said it wasn't sufficient. That was weird. So yeah, so some of the engineers returned from Phi. Apparently they postponed the Ark launch. They were all in a very foul mood and difficult to get any straight answers from. Except for one very important thing. They all wished to remain at Tau to figure this Ark business out, but they had scheduled for the climber to pick them up tomorrow. Someone would need to catch that climber to alert Omicron to what was happening. Luckily, Glasser and I were able to take on this mission, and finally get to warn Dahl and Sarang about the critical situation at Site Alpha. And then that's when we found one of the corpses. So the recordings.
The pattern has stopped evolving. The WoW has managed to find balance. I convinced SSE Volchek to turn off all external control systems, making the WoW our de facto caretaker. So far, it's exceeding expectations.
And I think some people... Oh, Christ, I just dropped the phone. Oops. Yeah, I was checking the stream to make sure it was still working. Then I dropped my phone like an idiot. Yeah, some of you may recognise the voice actor from that, because that's actually Samuels from Alien Isolation, the other game we've been playing. I think it's easier to hear here other than before, because now that he's been mutated by the WoW, his voice is a bit different.
Since the comet crashed a few days ago, January 12th, the WoW has dropped to a low energy state. It hasn't abandoned its duties. It's keeping climate and life support going. But it's been simplifying the pattern, redefining its protocol.
I think the WoW at this point is in panic mode, because it realises that humanity's in danger, so it's doing whatever it can to keep them safe. In a way, it's kind of like HAL from 2001: A Space Odyssey, where if you've read the first book or watched the second film, you'll know that the reason why HAL turned on the people is not because he was doing it for malevolent reasons, but he was given conflicting orders, and he's trying his best to carry out those orders. But because they conflicted, and even the crew of the Discovery 1 was doubting him, he essentially panicked because he just didn't know what to do. Which I thought was a cool idea, the idea that an AI which is struggling it's more a case of it's just trying to do the best it can, but it ends up doing something awful. I think it's a bit better than just a typical the AI goes evil because it goes evil because it doesn't like humanity, which just gets dull. It's like, oh, the AI just hates humanity because that's what all AIs do in science fiction, pretty much just hate humanity because they do.
The WoW has started to grow physically. It's not just the core chamber. All around Pathos 2, structure gel is bursting through the pipes and bleeding through walls. I don't know what WoW could possibly stand to gain from this, but I assume it is intentional. The heart of WoW has claimed such a large part of the core chamber that there can no longer be any question to its heightened awareness. Not only does its expansion suggest an unexpected understanding of space, but also its own physical manifestation within the world. The WoW is reaching out to every machine, every life form, to manipulate, to control. It's trying to help save its creators from all this, just like the protocol demands. But really, what is good enough? Where is the line drawn for what is human and what is not? Would walking corpses do? Would a group of machines thinking they're human be acceptable? We can't trust a machine to know, to understand what it means to be. We have to terminate the WoW project. It can be done. I just need to get some help from Omicron.
Because even that's quite similar to HAL, where it's just trying to help, but it just doesn't know what to do because it doesn't have the basic human instincts. It just works as a machine by algorithms and codes. We're about to meet another voice actor, well, actress from Alien Isolation.
You're different.
So
Don't mind me.
Yeah, this one's a lot easier to recognise. This is the voice actors for Amanda Ripley.
Nice suit. Used to have one just like it. Go ahead. Make yourself at home.
There's another one of those statues as well.
Can I help you with anything?
Yeah, because the whales even started to eat into this room too.
What are you doing? What are you looking for?
There's, if I remember correctly, that's Johann Ross, the one who's been following us. Not necessarily sure who the other people are, just because the names aren't with them. Emergency food. A thorough look at what common chemicals and compounds found at Pathos 2 could keep you alive in emergency situations. A manual on how to keep unconscious or comatose colleagues fed through intravenous drip. Methods on how to make room for additional payload after casing has been constructed and left Delta. Arc status running.
Are you human?
Sarah Lindwall. Payload technician at your service. A rare sight, am I right?
I'd say so. You're the first normal living human I've seen.
There's not many left down here. Most of them are up on the plateau.
You mean at Omicron?
Yeah.
There's no one alive at Omicron.
You've been there?
I've been all over. The power plant at Upsilon. The ruins of Lambda, the abandoned Delta, Theta.
You've been to Theta?
There's not a lot left of Pathos 2.
And, I'm the only living person you've met? You mean I'm the last living human on the planet?
I'm sorry.
Who are you again?
Simon Jarrett.
Stationed out?
Nowhere. I used to work in a bookshop in Toronto. Long story.
Then what the hell are you doing here?
I'm trying to find the Ark.
Why would you? How do you know about that?
I've heard it's the last hope for mankind.
Damn right it is. Now what do you want with it?
Take it to the Gun at Phi. Launch it into space.
That was the plan, all right. I've been guarding it ever since we brought it back to Tau. Just couldn't bring myself to let go. To tell you the truth, I don't have the strength to argue. And I certainly don't have the time to wait for the next sentient thing shuffling through here. Go ahead. Take it.
Thank you. Can I get you anything? Do anything for you?
You could kill me.
Good one.
If I knew you'd come, I would have cleaned this place up a little bit. Please don't leave me like this. I'm glad you came by. Good to get this over with. I still can't believe this one.
You serious about me killing you?
No, I'd love to hang around here until I dry up to the size of a raisin. Simon, this fucking sucks. I don't want to live like this.
Just out of curiosity. I can't remember if this is maybe Sarah or not. It must be, because Sarah was downstairs. I can't remember the voices. Yeah, so the Ark's been running for 312 days. I assume that's when the moment they brought it back from Phi. They must have plugged it straight in.
Shouldn't we be doing something to keep you alive?
Why?
You're the last human. I just find it disrespectful to our entire history not to fight this. Sure, we have the Ark, but you're the real deal.
Thanks. That's probably the best compliment I've ever got. But the truth is that the Ark is all we have. We'll have to accept second best, you know?
Because I assume the reasons he's sick is because he hasn't been getting... because there's no food anymore. There's starvation. Yeah, for nutrition.
None of this feels right.
Simon, I want to die.
Sarah.
Just think about it. Go ahead. Go save humanity. What's left of it. Be careful. Don't let me down. Good luck, Simon. Be careful. Good luck, Simon.
I can remember when I first played it, this was probably the hardest decision in the entire game. Because the game did such a good job of just bringing you into this world it created. And so when you finally met the last human and they wanted you to push that button, it really was an unbelievably difficult decision to make. But because this is the second time I played through the game and you already know the plot, it's a lot easier now because you don't have that same... I'm not sure how you describe it. It's one of those situations where the second time you'll play through it won't be as good as the first one. I'm not going to leave her in like this. Fuck.
Would you stay with me, please? It won't be long now. Please, just stay.
I want to make sure she can see me. I don't want her to be on her own.
Crazy thing this was. Life. At least I won't have to turn 30. Hooray! Wish I could have died at home with my friends. You ever been to Greenland? It's very beautiful. Well, at least when you get out of the city. Nanook is busy, and yes, there's like 12 million people trying to get around, but it's a great place. Or rather, it was a great place before the comet ended it all. You know what? I prefer it this way. I liked Pathos. Liked my colleagues. Ian, Nick, Jasper, even Catherine. People thought she was weird because she was quiet, but she was cool. Simon, you still there?
I'm here, Sarah.
Don't let him die, okay? Send them out there. To the stars.
Rest in peace, Sarah.
Black box is inactive. Probably found a way to switch it off.
I doubt that was one of the hardest decisions to make in the game when I first played it. I know I've already said that, but it really was. Because when you go to interact with the screen, you just stare at it, but you just can't bring yourself to actually push the button to end it all.
Slow everything.
Leviathan's still following us. The best door to be having in an airlock this deep underwater. Let's go. Oh, we're getting a bit of lag. Oh wow, that's a fair bit. Able to equalise pressure. Yeah, let's just break this. This seems fine. Also, I think Sarah mentioned Greenland. I think that's the second for one of the old frictional games. I don't know if it's Penumbra or Dark Descent, but one of them I think is set in Greenland. good that the Ark survives underwater, because otherwise we would have just doomed everyone. When you first get to this bit, it is quite a... You do kind of reflect on the journey you've gone through, the fact that you're finally here with the Ark, on your way to fight as launched into space. So after all the stuff we went through, Upsilon, Constructs, Acres, the Proxies, Jin, I think they're called the Arrowfish. Now finally on our way to send the Ark off into space. Just can't continue though. Not through here at least. I never actually noticed his body before as well.
What the hell is wrong with this place?
It's nothing to worry about. Just the warden flexing his muscles.
The warden? You mean WoW?
Well, down here he has many names. Warden, the Alpha.
Like in Site Alpha? I thought that was made up.
Made up. Then someone should really fire Johan Ross. Tell him there's no reason to walk these tunnels anymore.
This section is gonna collapse.
You should try spending some time in the abyss, sweetheart. You know when shit's for real.
Catherine, move up. Come with me. Oh, okay.
Hey, wait for me.
Careful with the Ark.
Take it easy, it's not going to... Oh, for a moment I thought it was going to collapse.
What actually did cut? Oh, I guess the walls caved in. I wonder how Catherine and the others got back. Did they climb over the other side? Maybe they found another way back. Thermal vent by the looks of it. Oh, that bit back there. And here. I wonder why they had to keep Site Alpha hidden, because I'm not sure if it says earlier on in the game why they don't tell anyone Site Alpha exists. Because they all know about the WoW. So what was the purpose of hiding Site Alpha? Maybe there's something we've missed, but I just don't quite know what was the point of hiding it. Fingers. Sorry. I'm not actually sure what I'll do for the next bit in terms of the decision. Because many people, I think, in the next bit, I don't think many people know you actually had a choice. Because when you looked at a lot of YouTube videos around about the time SOMA came out, a lot of people chose the same decision because I don't think they realised they actually had another choice they could have done. I can hear a voice. Is there a suit around here somewhere? I'm coming out of that.
Tell me what you want.
I need you to stop the WoW.
What? How?
The enslaved protein sloshing around your suit is the news from which the WoW will hang itself.
What are you talking about?
As soon as I came to in Omicron, I tried to tell them to make the toxin that would make the WoW wither, but they didn't understand. They put it inside my cabinet. It was so infuriating. They needed to take it to Alpha, the fountainhead of the misery we created. And then the girl, she figured it out. She was going to take care of it, but the WoW shrieked. They all died. You took the gel from the cabinet and made yourself into a venomous snake.
You're saying this toxin inside of me can kill the WoW altogether?
You are the snake, Simon. Now strike at the heart.
Because the girl he's talking about is Herber, the one in the power suit. I think the thing a lot of people assume is that because Herber was going to take the decontaminated structure gel to kill the WoW, I think a lot of people just think the WoW killed everyone for that reason because it didn't want her to do it. The thing is though, we know that the WoW has some level of, well, it has more of an awareness because I'm just mixing more words. But when in Johan Ross's audio log, he said that the WoW, the fact that it has an understanding of space, means it has a higher awareness. So when Herber went to kill the WoW could have realised what he was doing and decided to kill everyone. But I think the other thing I've seen is that we know that when the WoW was ordering Ross to be healed because he was critically injured, we know that a lot of from audio logs, a lot of the people who were in Omicron were reporting that their heads felt like they're going to explode because I believe there's a magnetic field surrounding Ross. Ugh, I don't know what's going on, but I just having a lot of trouble getting the words out. But it's the electromagnetic field surrounding Ross though when he was being healed, which was causing interference with their black boxes. So it's possible that when the healing finished, that final surge to bring Ross back to life was what caused everyone's black boxes to explode. So it wasn't intentional by the WoW. It just happened by accident. But here it is, the heart.
What the hell is that?
The heart. It controls all the structure gel on Pathos 2. All you need to do is poison the imprint, and the heart will unwillingly spread it across Pathos 2, killing it. Feed it, Simon. Push your arm into the heart.
Because what a lot of people don't realise is, from what I've seen anyway, you can kill the WoW, but you can also just leave by going out of here. You don't even need to kill it.
You can't leave. We're not done.
Because the first time I played the game, I didn't even know you could just leave, so I ended up killing the WoW. But because I did that in the first playthrough and this one for the extra stream, I kind of want to leave, just to show you that you don't actually have to need to kill it. I think one of the only YouTubers I saw who took the path of just leaving
Your arm inside it.
Back off, okay?
was Markiplier, where he actually left. It's just that, because looking at what we've seen, like all the evidence and the audio logs, the WoW isn't doing what it's doing because it's malevolent. It's wanting to be evil. It's sort of a misguided attempt at trying to provide aid for the humans. So, but also what we've seen, because as Johan says, what is good enough by the WoW, because it's not human, so it doesn't know what a human needs. So as he says, like, would a talking robot be sufficient?
Please, Simon.
But I don't know because I don't know whether to kill the WoW for this one or just leave. It's just, because looking at it, I feel like it makes more sense to kill the WoW, because the people it's trying to help are obviously in pain, and it is trying to help, it just doesn't know how. Because I've seen two separate things for why you should and why you shouldn't. If you do kill the WoW, you're essentially meaning that it can't corrupt life on Earth, so when the inevitable fallout of the comet subsides, life will eventually be able to evolve and not be corrupted by the WoW. Whereas if we kill it, we're essentially dooming humanity, because we know from earlier on in the game they say the WoW is trying to restore humanity. So if we destroyed it, there's nothing to bring humanity back. Because there's all the people like Theta who are wired into its sort of bioorganic... its biomechanic version of the Ark, which I'm pretty sure is what that was. So if we destroyed the WoW, surely we would end up killing those too. I think just because I think it makes slightly more sense.
Be consumed by WoW's nightmares.
Well, from what we've seen so far, it makes more sense to kill the WoW, but
come on, do it.
Please, I did what you wanted.
You did good, Simon, but you can't leave. The only way to make sure the WoW stays dead is to destroy the only one who's immune to the new pattern. Don't worry, I'll make it quick.
Oh, God!
No, I thought that was a heal station. Well, a heal, the WoW flower we could use to heal. But there's probably other things in the game to show why you shouldn't kill the WoW. Just from what we've seen, it seems like it's the better thing to do. The WoW is trying to help humanity, but it just doesn't know what it's doing, and in doing so it's making the situation worse for those who are still alive. the Omega Space Gun over there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the squid which we heard about earlier on. Here it comes again. Where's the next hiding spot? I think it's over there because that looks like a wildflower. Yeah. It's a bit open, but I don't think it can get us whilst we're here. Mostly because it wouldn't be fair healing and then immediately getting attacked. I think, no, if we go there we should be safe. I'm not sure how it's capable of vocalising sound at this depth. So I've actually done scuba diving training. And one of the things you learn is that when you're deep underwater, you don't actually, well, I think at any depth. Oh, shit. But no matter what depth you are, you can't actually hear the direction sound comes from underwater. It just sounds like it's coming from every direction at once. I guess if they did that for the game, because it's quite reliant on sound, it would just make it too difficult. Heal flower is down there. I thought we would have been safe from where we were, but obviously we weren't. Because when we do this sort of interactive with the wildflower, are we putting our immunity back into the WoW? That's the reason why Ross wanted to kill us, because we were immune. And the WoW might learn to our immunity. Damn it. Just healed as well. Come on. Get up. I don't think there's another hiding space. I don't see one. Just go for it. And we're stuck. No, we're not. No, wait. Where do we hide? Nowhere, it seems. Or maybe here. And there's a heal flower, thank fuck. Goodbye, Leviathan. Because there's that population thing we saw earlier on, which said about squid and whales, so I wonder if that thing's been killing them. Not so, it's hard to tell what the graph is trying to say, because there are no really labels except for the year date.
Has to be Phi, right? Hope the Ark made it here in one piece.
Service area. Diary. Nope.
Chris, what the hell happened to your arm?
It's complicated. I just need to know one thing. I'll have both my arms in the Ark, right?
Yes, of course. Are you okay, though? Can you do stuff?
Yeah. Let's just get this over with.
Did you find the Ark?
I did, but I kinda lost it on my way here on an automated tram thing headed to Phi. So it should be around somewhere.
That's great. Let's go get it.
It's the same we can't tell Catherine what Sarah said. That she actually liked her. So I wish Catherine could have heard that.
Alright, Phi is up and running.
Site map. Storage, that's where I need to go. And there's the body.
A satellite is loaded into a shell. The shell is accelerated by electromagnets along the barrel. Enough momentum to escape Earth's gravity is gained before regression. Reaching space, the satellite will shed the shell and unfold. Onboard thrusters settle the satellite into an orbit.
One last visit. It's complete. Orbital platform freighter on hold. River satellite on hold. After 10 years of impeccable operation, the Omega space gun was shut down, but it took an apocalypse to be made redundant.
Did you find out what happened to the Ark team?
Not really. For some reason, they didn't go through with the launch, so they took the Ark back to town.
I hope everything's okay with the space gun.
Yeah, I doubt I'll be able to repair one of those.
Storage 1. There's another flower if we needed it, but I think we're okay for the moment.
This feels like the longest day of my life. Has it just been one day?
I have no idea. Our time together is a confusing patchwork of moments to me.
What time is it then? What day?
It's May 11th, 2104, 3:30 a.m., but I don't remember when we started.
You know, I woke up in my bed today. It just happens to have happened 100 years ago.
Sounds like a riddle.
It does. I woke up in my bed today, 100 years ago. Who am I? Who am I?
actually a bit painful seeing how...
I think I found the assembly space.
What do you see?
It's like a huge open shell, a bullet ready to be loaded.
That's great. All prepared for the Ark.
Right. I'll go pick it up.
It's actually kind of painful to see how optimistic everyone is. Because everyone was so sure about everything. That's as much as I'll say for now, though.
Are you suggesting we keep it down here? Doesn't that defeat the whole purpose? Eternity among the stars, remember?
The people inside the Ark won't know the difference. We can just keep it down here, and we don't have to risk the Ark being shot through 5,000 meters of broken barrel, and then push through another 100,000 meters of a dust-filled atmosphere.
Will the casing stand all that pressure?
Well, the odds aren't great.
Catherine, say something.
I don't care what you think. I'm launching it.
No need to be like that. Let's just hang on to it for a while and think about it. We can launch it later.
No, that wasn't the deal. We made it to save them. To launch it. Out there, it's hope. Down here, it's a fucking terrarium waiting to die with the rest of us.
Come on, Catherine. It's not asking much. Let's just think about it before we risk the only hope humanity has to survive this hell.
No, we launch it today. This is my project, my Ark.
It's bigger than that. Don't you get it? It's not for you to decide. We're talking about the fate of mankind.
Get away from the Ark! I'm taking it.
No, you're not.
I'm not gonna let you ruin this.
Stop it!
Guys, calm down!
Get away from me! No!
What the fuck did you do?
It was an accident.
Catherine, talk to me. Catherine.
Oh, God. Catherine.
Did you say something?
It's you. You had an accident.
What do you... Oh. You mean Catherine. Don't worry, it's better this way.
I think we all expected something would have happened to her, though.
How did she die?
You got into a fight with your colleagues. They didn't want to risk launching the Ark. Thought it might not make it through the atmosphere.
They killed me?
I'm sure it was an accident. They were just trying to stop you from launching.
How could they kill me?
Catherine.
I know I'm not an easy person to like. I just thought they trusted me.
Come on, don't do this to yourself. Here it is. We got the Ark back.
Good job, Simon. Take it to the assembly space and load the bullet.
I wonder if there's any more dialogue we could have heard.
Did you have friends in Toronto, Simon? Real friends?
There were some. Jesse, Sean, Kevin.
I always wanted a friend. Like a real one, someone you'd never hold back with.
I'll be your friend.
Oh, pity friendship? Now I feel even worse.
I wonder if there's more dialogue that would have been between Simon and Catherine about...
Do you think the Ark will make it through the atmosphere and into space?
It almost doesn't matter anymore. We just need to try. If we burn, we burn. If we're lucky, we just gave humanity a new chance, a whole new era. With the Ark on Earth, maybe we have a few decades of power to keep it running. In space, we have thousands of years.
Still, one hell of a gamble, though.
This was never about certainty. It's about hope.
But you don't seem to realise, though, that after those 1,000 years the Ark is going to die. Everyone in there will just cease to exist. So, you're only delaying the inevitable. Humanity is still going to be wiped out. No matter if you launch the Ark or not. And there are people who have pointed out where is the Ark even that good, because sure it'll feel like it's real, but it's not real.
It's crazy to think where I am. Not only is this the future, it's in the middle of the sea. I know nothing of this time or what the world looks like.
Not much to brag about now. Before the comet, I guess it was okay.
Yeah. Better not oversell it. Might change my mind about the Ark.
You seriously not gonna tell me what happened to your arm?
I had to make a quick stop at Site Alpha to help kill the WoW.
What? How? Why?
Stop it from torturing the memory of humanity.
Okay, let's just get back to work.
What will you do when you get into the Ark? What's the first thing?
Make sure the Ark is safe, stabilize flight path, activate solar panels.
What's the first human thing you're gonna do?
Oh. Watch the clouds roll by? Does that count?
I'd say so.
So they actually control the Ark whilst they're inside it. That's interesting. Yeah, but eventually, as we've seen with the robots throughout Pathos 2 and all the people, when they learn it's not real, they go insane. So being in the Ark for thousands of years, knowing you're in a false world, wouldn't that just drive you insane though? Well, because it's what's happened with everyone else. Okay, obviously we're missing something here because it won't let me take it. There must have been something we missed on the Ark itself. But could you imagine they spending 1,000 years in a reality which isn't real? And knowing it's not real and there's nothing you could do about it, you'll probably be trapped there until the Ark shuts down. Because the question people posed was, is the Ark actually like a paradise, or is it just a new hell? Okay, so we put the Ark inside. Now what? Can't remember what we're supposed to do. Oh wait. Now I think I do. Does this work? No. Need to take this back, I think. Because at the moment I don't think the power is actually turned on. Nope. Okay, we've done that. This should be online. Shouldn't it? I thought we had to push something or something. Oh wait, maybe we have to put it in here. Here we go.
Is that it?
I'm really not that familiar with guns of any size. Oh, here we go. All systems say go.
Lock and load.
Come back up and we'll head out to the gun.
There's one thing I do quickly want to praise in SOMA is the music. It does a brilliant job of nailing the atmosphere and just the situation you're in.
Now what?
Now we just need to get the shell into the gun and then, kaboom.
Aren't you forgetting something? How are you gonna get us on board the Ark? Don't we need to make another scan?
Oh, don't you worry. You don't operate something like the Omega space gun with your bare hands.
You mean, it's a pilot seat? Like back at Omicron?
Yes, and we can use it to transfer you to the Ark while operating the gun. 2 birds and all that. Now, take the Omnitool and plug it in next to the seat and I'll guide you through the final steps.
You shouldn't use words like transfer, Catherine. You're just going to confuse him. Though really, at this point, you should have realised what's going to happen. Seeing as it's happened twice before. here we are though, at the end of SOMA. Final part. Remember there was a thing early in the game about someone who thought about climbing up the Omega space gun to the surface. I can't remember if they actually did it or whether it was just them being like, oh yeah, maybe we should do this to get out of here. It'd be a very long walk back to the surface though. Hell of a walk.
Oh. I'll never get used to that.
Guess you won't have to. Not after this is over.
Right. Have a seat. Comfortable?
As good as it's gonna get.
Okay, I'll activate the seat. You should be able to use the machines to load the bullet you assembled.
How do you operate this thing?
Don't know, I never tried this one. But pilot seats are notoriously easy to use, so it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, ready when you are. Just hit the button and we're off.
But we need to transfer our minds to the Ark.
We also need to make sure it launches at all, so I tied them to a single switch. Just push the button and we're off.
Might have been better to have a staggering switch, perhaps. Because that's a lot of stuff you're trying to do in one switch. Transfer two people's minds, as well as
push the button
activate
when you're done.
a gigantic Gauss gun, pretty much. Oh, that one.
Here we go. No turning back.
Thank you, Simon.
Don't mention it.
It's an amazing thing you did. And I want you to know I appreciate it.
Time, 20 seconds.
What's the matter with the upload?
Just give it a second.
Thought you guys would have better bandwidth.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6.
You gotta be kidding me!
5, 4, 3.
Come on, load!
2.
Yes! Fuck yeah, we made it! Woo!
Oh, Simon, you really should have learned from the last 2 times this happened. Oh, mate.
Still here. Still here. Catherine? Catherine?
I'm here.
What the hell happened? What went wrong?
Nothing. They're out there, among the stars. We're here.
No. We were getting on the Ark. I saw it. It finished loading just before it launched.
Yeah, I saw.
Then why are we still here?
Simon, I can't keep telling you how it works. You won't listen. You know why we're here. You were copied onto the Ark. You just didn't carry over. You lost the coin toss. We both did. Just like Simon at Omicron. Just like the man who died in Toronto 100 years ago.
No. This is bullshit. We came all this way. We launched the Ark.
I know it sucks. But our copies are up there. Catherine and Simon are both safe on the Ark. Be happy for them.
Are you crazy? We're gonna die down here with those fuckers living at large on a spaceship. They're not us. They're not us.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Simon. I'm proud of what we did.
Make sure that something of the hundreds of thousands of years of human history survives, that something lives on.
No. Fuck this! Fuck you! Fuck this! Fuck you! Fuck you, Catherine! You lied! And I believed in you! I trusted you! You said we're getting on the fucking Ark!
We are on the Ark, you idiot! I didn't lie! I can't be responsible for your goddamn ignorance! You
fuck!
Goodbye, Catherine.
Catherine? Please don't leave me alone. Catherine? Catherine?
Because Catherine's slightly responsible, because she kept saying, we'll transfer your mind. Transfer and copy are two different things. Copy is where you have two of it. Transfer is where you take one thing from one destination and put it somewhere completely different. But it's the same thing, there's no copying needed. So she pretty much kind of tricked Simon in a way by saying, we can transfer your mind. That's not what happened. They just made a copy, another copy, just like we did at Omicron and in Toronto. It's kind of surprising that by the end Simon just didn't realise what was happening. Because it's happened twice before. He should have realised that when he puts his mind in the Ark, he's just going to make a copy of himself. Because the whole idea of the coin toss, I think Markiplier was questioning it as well, where it doesn't seem a case like you would just there's a chance of you waking up in the correct body. I think there's something a bit more to it than just, oh, it's a 50-50 chance you'll either wake up in your copied body or just stay in the same body you're currently in. Because something I've kept forgetting to say, which I might as well say now, is that from what I've looked up, the original Amnesia game, The Dark Descent, as well as this game, features something called custom stories, where players can make their own, they're kind of like mods in a way, where people can make their own stories. I believe there's quite a few for Dark Descent, however there's not actually that many for SOMA, which is kind of a shame. There's a few which I think are trying to be like taking place in the same story as SOMA. So you have one where I think it's set on a space satellite after the comet strikes. And I think there's another one where you play through Pathos 2 before Simon wakes up. But there's some other ones where they're more just like challenge ones and stuff. But it's just kind of a shame that SOMA just kind of got left behind in a way. Because I know there's a few people who are a bit mixed on it, I think, because I can't remember quite what the system was, because typically when people talk about the game, they always talk about how it was disappointing, but I can't remember what specific part was what disappointed them. I don't know if it's that they wanted something more like Amnesia, but I'm happy with the game we got. I think it's a really good game.
Whoa. Is this... Did it work?
I would definitely recommend playing SOMA for yourself and buying the game. And then, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, Amnesia 2 is out now, Rebirth. The systems I know for a fact it's available are PC, Xbox and PS4. I don't think it's coming to Switch. It may get a port for Switch, it all depends. And I don't think it'll be coming out of Stadia, because I don't know if Stadia's actually going to go anywhere, to be honest. Yeah, because it looks so serene, like the trees, the blue sky and everything, but none of it's real. It's just a simulation, and eventually they're going to have to come to terms with that. Because there'll be things you can't avoid, because they mentioned about filling the world with AIs. Because it's only going to be the people in Pathos 2 who are here, it's not anybody else. There's other things I was thinking about, like, what about children? Is it possible for them to have children in the Ark? And if so, what would the results be? Would it just be a bunch of codes like ones and zeros designed to be what a child would be like, or would it actually, because it's been spawned by two sentient creatures, would it be another sentient life form, just purely digital? It's just one of the things where, like, is the Ark, because there's people talk about, is the Ark actually a paradise or not? I think this is the only questionnaire which they haven't actually collected the answers for, because I think the other ones they did, because I think that's what it shows you're after you completing. The numbers, I think, are actually the other players who played the game. But for this last one, I don't think they ever actually collected what people picked, which is it's a big shame. Simon's quite a gullible character though, he just goes along with what people are saying, but he doesn't really think about what happens. As the player you can kind of change that, but for like the scripted segments he's still quite gullible. He doesn't actually think it through, like that bit at the end. He didn't consider the thought that he's just going to make another copy of himself. But all throughout the game Catherine keeps saying, oh, we can transfer your minds. There's a difference, as I was saying, there's a difference between transfer and copying someone. Because all they've done though is prolong the inevitable. Like eventually the Ark will collapse, and then everybody in here is just going to disappear. So it's not really saving humanity, and it's a bit strange why none of the characters actually consider that. But at least I guess in our playthrough, because we killed the whale, that should mean that life on Earth will be able to evolve again. I doubt humans would evolve again. It'd be such a rare occurrence. Who knows, maybe something different would reappear, something new.
Catherine? There's
one of my favourite quotes from 2010, You and Make Contact, the sequel to 2001: A Space Odyssey, was I don't want to say what causes it, but the line was something along the lines of, till the day the children of the old sun meet the children of the new... Nah, I'm not good. I've messed it up. But it was a really good quote, and it's kind of making me feel a bit weird that the fact that if something does evolve on Earth, different than humans, the creatures of the new Earth and creatures of the old Earth are never going to meet. Because inside the Ark, it's just digital. We can't reach out and do anything.
Catherine! I can't believe we actually made it.
Well,
we exist
did.
only within the satellite.
I'm so relieved.
It's okay, Simon. Everything's all right now.
Then there's Earth. I've probably just completely butchered the whole game though, like the narrative, and like there's probably better people you could hear an explanation from. Yeah, that's SOMA. And it is just, what an experience. And off humanity goes into the stars. Not the way they would have imagined, but off to the stars they go. Even now, after playing through the game before, it is quite powerful. This section. without a doubt, you need to play SOMA if you haven't. Just play the game. This is a really powerful story overall. Great music, great sound work, good voice acting for the most part, and a stellar monster design as well. And then there's Catherine's face fully reassembled. Because looking at the achievements, the trophies for SOMA, for PS4 at least, it doesn't seem like many people actually completed the game, because when you look at the achievements you get in the latter half, because unlike some of the other games you played, all of the achievements you get in SOMA are purely just for making progress in the game. It's not something like go to this special room or listen to this audio log. It's purely just when you complete parts of the narrative that gives you the achievements. So if you finish SOMA, you'll 100% it completely. But a lot of the achievements, the later ones you get, are labelled as ultra rare and stuff, which makes it seem that not many people have got them. And as the only way you can get them is to actually finish the game, that would imply that a lot of the people who played SOMA, at least on PS4, just never finished it. So here's how you can turn this stuff off if you don't want the this is the stuff where when you see the monster your screen crackles and all the colours go off. If you turn this off though, you don't get that effect. I feel like if you turn it off, it kind of takes away from just the power of the monster encounter, because the screen's just perfect. It kind of removes a lot of the tension and stuff, because when your screen's crackling and the creature's close by, it makes you worry and panic. If you turn it off, it's just kind of just, oh, there's a monster. So yeah, that's SOMA. We've completed it. There's also all of our saves. So that does it for this October live stream. The next one is going to be tomorrow, which hopefully I won't forget. And that's going to be part 4 or 5 of Alien Isolation. The section we're on is we're trying to capture the xenomorph in KG3. Can't actually remember the number, but we're trying to capture the xenomorph and then try and find a way to get it off Sevastopol. I imagine because we've now completed SOMA, in order to fill out the rest of the October live stream, so I'm not just playing the same game throughout, next live stream will be Alien Isolation, the main game, but then on Friday, instead of, because we've now finished SOMA, I think what I'll do is I'll play the DLC for Alien Isolation I've got, which is Crew Expendable. That's probably not going to take very long, it might only take an hour. And then, I guess after that, we'll just live stream Alien Isolation until we finished it. And then, October's finished. So I do have another game, which might be considered horror. Oh, my voice went a bit. However, just because of how short there is in October now, because we're I think over halfway through. Yeah, definitely. I'll probably wait till November or December. But thanks for watching. The stream's gonna finish here now. I just pressed the wrong button. And we're back. Oh, that was broadcast. Wait, no, that was the right thing I pressed. Broadcast settings. So I don't know what on earth happened then. Took me to the wrong screen. But thanks for watching.